welcome to episode 36 of the Nonsense Review. I'm your host, as always, Devon, and joining me equally, as always, is Rick.
Hello, and mwahahaha.
This is the fourth in our series of Halloween specials, as it were. We're just doing slightly spooky-themed things for the month of October, because why the fuck not? It only happens once a year, right?
Yep.
Now, if you're new to the podcast, you probably don't know how we do things, so just a quick explanation. Before we actually get into our review and react segment, we like to just briefly discuss what we've been doing for the week, and sometimes we touch upon goings-on in the wide world. So to that end, Rick, how has your week been, buddy?
I've not done a very great deal, but one thing that has happened out in the wide world is that Chris Ayers, the voice actor for Frieza in Dragon Ball Z, has passed away, and he's going to be missed by many a nerd in the nerdosphere.
I'm pretty sure I speak for you as well when I say, and probably a lot of people who grew up in our generation, Dragon Ball Z was a fundamental part of the childhood growing up experience, and Frieza was a surprisingly big part of Dragon Ball Z. I'd argue the last good Dragon Ball Z villain.
I mean, he was the cornerstone of Dragon Ball Z. Everything that led up to him was just working for him.
It's easy to forget that Vegeta was technically a lackey.
Yeah, he's wearing Frieza's uniform. The only reason Frieza doesn't wear it is because he's always naked. And he does wear it until he takes it off.
Yeah, when he's in his little fucking weird wheelchair thing. Dragon Ball Z, absolutely loved and adored and idolised by people everywhere. Dragon Ball, anything other than Z,
I too was here for GT.
I was lucky I fell off the wagon before GT. I tapped out just before Boo. Like, after Cell, but before Boo showed up, so I kind of watched the setup for Boo, but never actually got to Boo. But yeah, he will definitely be missed. And also, 56, man.
Apparently, it was lung complications. He had a GoFundMe for a lung transplant.
Shall we move on to cheerier subjects?
Yeah, let's shall. How about you? How was your week?
I finally finished season 1 of Amphibia.
Oh.
And, that season finale was grand.
Would you rate it above or below the Owl House?
Below. But I will add it with the caveat of I watched the Owl House first. The Owl House?
The Owl House.
I will add the caveat of I did watch the Owl House first. So I think that may have skewed it a bit. I have no doubt if I watched Amphibia first, my opinion might be flip-flopped. It's weird. The only reason I even gave Amphibia a shake is because all the fucking nerds on Twitter, thanks guys by the way, who are interested in the Owl House are flipping their shit about season 3 of Amphibia, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll give this a go. Oh, it's 20 episodes a season. Oh, no. But yeah, it's very good. Interestingly enough, I wasn't very hooked on Amphibia after the first episode. This is why I give everything the 3-episode rule. The first episode was kind of and then the end of the second episode, because it's a weird one. Each episode is split into... It's like Steven Universe. Each episode's split into 2, and they're 10-minute episodes.
Yeah.
But because it's Disney Plus, one episode is 2 episodes, because they're weird. And at the end of the second episode, there's a stinger, which actually really grabbed my interest, and then that doesn't get paid off until halfway through the season.
Okay.
But yeah, the world is weird, the world is wacky, the world is creepy at times, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. I'm about actually 6 episodes into season 2, so can't wait to finish that shit.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to talk about is, in about 2 days' time as of recording, but by the time this comes out it would have been 2 days gone, MCM is occurring.
Yes, it is.
And I'm going with a buddy of mine, and boy do I like Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
However, this one has been mired a little bit by my ticket experience.
Oh, yeah. I was here to experience that vicariously in a live format.
You probably could have appreciated one of the reasons why I was getting a bit annoyed is the friend I'm going with. I was asking him, can you do this to check this? And then he just wouldn't do it, but said, don't worry about it.
He also wouldn't even say no.
All I wanted him to do was scan 2 things to make sure they say the same thing. Because if they say the same thing, that means I'm good. If they don't say the same thing, that means I need to fucking contact them before I go so I can be let in.
Or just admit to refusing to do it.
Yeah, I appreciate he was working at the time, but it takes 2 seconds to say, I'm not doing that, or even, I'm not doing that right now, wait. There was no communication, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
But more importantly than that, the tickets came from ShowClicks. Boy, is that website...
Yeah, until you have an account, you can't do anything with your account, which you have not yet made.
When you order things from them, which, by the way, I didn't even order from them, I ordered it from, from the MCM website, and they just fulfill it, I suppose. And it's like, cool, make your account. I'm like, cool, how do I make an account? And it's not, it just takes you to a sign-in screen. And I was struggling for about 30 minutes, Rick can attest, where I couldn't find a make an account fucking button. It's a pretty standard button to have on your goddamn website. And after about half an hour, it's like, oh, by the way, if you've not made an account, you need to buy your tickets, and then they will assign an account to your email, and then you click on forgot password to make your first password. What? That makes no sense. No one does that. Dude, if they just had a little thing that said, by the way, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, at the end of the day, I didn't need an account. The email's good enough. Can't wait till next week so I can talk about Comic-Con goodies.
Yeah.
Final thing I want to talk about. I use PayPal, Rick. Did you know this?
Vaguely, yes.
A lot of people use PayPal. PayPal keeps sending me emails telling me I should get cryptocurrency.
Oh boy, no.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, no, thank you. And it's just like, you should invest in crypto. And I'm like, no, I don't want to buy heroin.
I don't want to prop up your habits, no.
Does Elon still even do anything with PayPal, or does he just get a check from them now?
I think he sold it, but yeah, he still got his name all plastered all over it, in a figurative sense at least.
Man, Musk and Bezos are going to destroy the world.
Yeah, like 25 years ago, I would not have thought that Bill Gates would have been the good guy in any of these races.
Dude, even against Apple, he was the good guy.
Yeah.
Apple, the fucking hippie company, allegedly. Not fucking really. Man, how many weeks in a row do you think we've talked about capitalism and how it's destroying the world?
I mean...
At least twice. Before we get bogged down in the grim realities of what a capitalistic society is going to lead us to, Rick, what are we doing today?
Today we're doing something that we've put off for quite some time, and we thought now is as good a time as any to bring it up. We're doing The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Season 1, Episode 1, on Netflix. 3, 2, 1, and go.
It's very interesting to note we can actually tell you when exactly this was meant to be done originally, because it was going to be our second ever episode.
Yep. Originally for week 2.
This was before we even planned shit, though, to be fair. We sort of just went, oh, next week we'll do this. Now we've got a massive, great big list that takes us all the way to the new year of like, this is what we're doing this week, this is what we're doing that week. When we started, it was like, nah, fuck it, wing it.
I mean, we still kind of wing it, but the thing is, we do actually have a plan for like a couple of months in advance at least now. Absolutely.
I don't know any of these actors.
Nope. You're not meant to. It's standard Netflix itis of, if it's not, whatever his name is, that's Gerald of Rivia. Yeah. If it's not Cavill, then they're not a known actor.
I mean, you gotta bear in mind, I think Witcher is probably a more relevant franchise to today's people than Sabrina the fucking Teenage Witch.
True. Plus, this was made like in, 2016?
It's been a while now.
Yeah.
Cards on the table, guys. Rick's seen this episode, I haven't.
Yeah. I've seen up to about episode 5 of this first season.
I'll tell you what, the graphics on this title card are very nice. Well, not very nice. They're artistically interesting, I should say.
And then you got the old Archie-style throwbacks now and again.
Yeah. Still a Riverdale.
That said, I think the Riverdale series was the first one that they did for in this general, more dark style.
Man, I don't like that everything gets a dark reboot. Well, not everything, but a lot of things seem to. It seems to be the go-to for a new take on something. It's like, let's make it gritty and dark, and it's like, I'm fucking done.
Yep. But they kind of flip-flop with this. It's like, look at that smile. It's like the flip-flop between being dark and wholesome.
Go on.
So, like, she'll say Hail Satan with a smile on her face.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant with Netflix reboots.
Yeah.
So one will be wholesome and full of fluff, the other is dark and full of terror.
And then this is literally splitting it down the middle of saying Hail Satan with a smile on her face.
Fair. Man, I do remember as a kid I watched both the live-action TV show and the cartoon.
Yeah.
Those were very good shows.
Yeah, both in their own right. The live-action one was Melissa Joan Hart, wasn't it?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. She
had another show called Clarissa Explains It All, I believe.
I'll take your word for it, my dude.
I think the general idea of that was 16-year-old girl explains how to be a 16-year-old girl to 14-year-old boys.
And 14-year-old boys are just like, I just care about tits.
Yep.
We are base beings, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of teenage boys think about one thing and one thing only. Because, your hormones are going insane.
Two things if the other titty is involved.
Well,
bopping my head to the music.
When is this set?
It's like early 90s, I think.
Fuck that. I don't drive, but if I was ever driving down a lonely country road in the dark and in the rain, if something comes out on the road, I'm fucking running it over without thinking. I would definitely not get out of my goddamn car.
Well, I mean, if it's shaped like a human, then, you know...
Listen, I don't think I've said this to you before, but I'm saying it now. I very much worry about what decisions my brain makes when I'm panicking.
Oh, considering the time that you did actually go and tell aliens to fuck off.
I did do that, yeah. That was ultimately a harmless one, but like, there's times at work where I do silly things. And it turns out that the younger woman is not the creep. She's gonna be the creep, ain't she?
Maybe so. Well, it's one... I can't remember which way it happens, because that woman, by the end of this episode, is not the same person.
Okay. So either she's getting fucking walked mentally by the person she picked up, or she's living a double life even now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember which way round it happens.
That is quite cute, though.
Yeah.
A bit of role reversal never hurt no one.
I do actually like the dynamic that Sabrina and Harvey have, because they're sickening sweethearts, but like it's portrayed in a kind of realistic manner.
I get you, man. Like, puppy love is a thing. Man, seriously, I know I always go on about how in my heart I'm like all sunshine and rainbows and I love seeing good relations and shit. In real life, when I see puppy love, it does actually make me angry. Not like viscerally angry, just like, oh, fucking get a room.
Yeah, like a case of you need a knock. You need something bad to happen to you before you realise how good it is right now.
It's a horrible... Yeah, I don't actively think that, but I think that's probably what the big part of it is.
Yeah.
See, right now, I think I know what it is. I think it's real people make me go, ah, but cartoons, I'm like, ah.
Yeah, because here's the thing, the cartoon is written to have flaws or not based on the script, and you know those flaws or not based on the script. You've been able to see the best and the worst of the character based on what's happened during the story. Whereas a person on the street, you've only seen them at their best. Or their worst, if that's what they're bringing.
Dude, about 3 years ago, I shit you not, I was doing something at work. I was doing paperwork, that's what it was. Because I had to sign off a ton of shit. And I was just on the border of the warehouse and the shop floor. And someone wrote something fucking stupid on the paperwork I was doing. And I was just like, this is fucking stupid. That's what my brain said. But outwardly, I just went, ugh. And then I look up and there's a couple kissing and they just give me the evilest look ever. And I'm like, fuck it, that's not what I meant. I don't care.
Because you realise you've just gone, ugh, at someone, yeah.
They're minding their own business, kissing in front of the apples for some fucking reason. She does not look like the hero in this scene.
The woods attacked her.
You ever seen Evil Dead?
No.
Let's hope it wasn't like the tree from that.
Is that a tree?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if you're thinking along the lines of what it is or if you're thinking of something darker, but yeah, that's a thing that happened.
So Greendale is essentially like a mini Salem.
Of course it is. Like, they had their own witch trials that weren't quite the Salem witch trials, but
enough of them to make an impact on witch culture.
Yeah, I get you. Man, I remember in the old live-action TV show, fucking, it's got to be an easy way of saying that, but, well, I was going to go on a tangent, but fucking hell.
Yep, here we go. There we go.
That took a turn. So she's going to become like some kind of zombie or a new host for her, I suppose.
No, I think the girl can just take on a form.
Ah, okay. Good old blood magic.
I think her name is Madame Satan.
A bit on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, at least this doesn't mean the actress lost her job.
And, the actress does a good job of looking evil.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there we are.
So does she live with her aunts in this? Or is she on... Okay.
Yeah, both aunts are here, and there's an uncle as well.
Oh no, not Uncle Touchy.
No, he's a gay uncle. He's so he's the opposite of Uncle Touchy. Yes, Uncle Touchy, but touches anyone else.
Words fail me.
Yep.
I tried to make a really dark, horrible joke, but instead you turned it around into a different type of dark, horrible joke. Now, I remember in the old live-action show, one of her aunts was a ginger and the other aunt was a sassy black woman.
Okay. They've made the uncle sassy
no!
black man.
Sorry, I tell a lie. I tell a complete lie. That was the cartoon.
Yeah, that sounds about right, maybe.
No, in live action there were two blonde white ladies. No, in the cartoon it was a ginger lady and a sassy black woman.
Okay.
I definitely had a crush on both.
Yeah, in this it's I believe it's two blonde ladies, but one of them's British for some reason.
Yeah, sure, fuck. Well, they're witches, they can do what they want.
Yep.
So dark baptism, I'm assuming, is the official right to become a witch.
Yeah, it's like a witch confirmation.
Right. Oh, he's a necromancer. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, he's a necromancer, and he's the main coroner for their worldly cover story of being like a little funeral parlor.
Okay. Making up fucking words.
Oh, a cousin, not uncle.
Well, it makes more sense because he did look a bit young to be her uncle. But then again, uncle doesn't have an age range. You can have uncles that are younger than you.
Yeah. We've got a I had someone I went to school with who had an uncle who was literally 7 years old.
Fucking, it's weird, ain't it?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing her familiar ends up being Salem the cat.
It is, in a roundabout way.
Okay. Demonomicon. Man, I shit you not, there's kind of a subplot in the Owl House that's similar.
Yep.
How far you gotten in that, by the way?
No further since last time. As far as I'm aware, it's the one just before the sister shows up.
It's episode 4 then.
I've seen the episode where you find out that the owl lady is the owl lady.
Yeah. So, logically, they have to be her father's sisters.
I believe they are, yeah.
Well, because they're witches, and the devil lady said, oh, that sow. Human sow. Is there a more archaic insult? Is that literally a pet cemetery?
Yeah.
Leo the Lion. I've never seen a pet cemetery in real life. I always thought they were just a joke.
No. It's basically any joke that you see in American shows are actually real.
Is it just an American thing then?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, because, no offense or nothing, but, usually animals here get cremated if you put them down at the vet, and if they die at home, it's not uncommon for some people to bury them in the garden.
Yeah. If you got a garden, then that's normally where the animals go.
Yeah. Can't place this guy's accent, but I'm kind of digging it.
Yeah. So she's getting essentially shipped off to Hogwarts, but she's not told any of the mortal friends that she's leaving the mortal realm.
Well, I'm going to assume that considering we've got how many episodes in the first season? 8, 10?
Yeah.
I assume that there is going to be some kind of loophole where she ends up staying in the mortal world, and most of the adventures are her trying to deal with living in the mortal world while dealing with witch shit.
Spoiler, it's not solved at the end of episode 1.
Also, I've watched 2 different incarnations of Sabrina beforehand. It's always the same thing. She is a witch in the mortal world, and she has to deal with that shit in the mortal world.
Yeah, it's like a 1960s version of a magical girl.
Okay. He's so linked to the property.
Yeah, he's basically got a phylactery on premises.
That sucks, bro.
But I think it's a punishment for something that he's done.
That would make sense. Sabrina, you could be a wingman right now and bring dudes back to the place that are single. You said he was gay, right?
Yeah.
That's all well and good, living in... he's double boned, because 1, everyone who lives in the fucking house with him is the wrong gender for him to enjoy, and 2, they're all related to him.
Yep.
Be a bro.
I think he can astral project.
That's not the same.
Yeah, I know, right? But I think by doing that, you can invite people home.
Okay. Man, I know it's not a very fair thing to judge it on right now, but we're 15 minutes in and I'm done. I know it's all doing setup work, but... oh. That's not creepy.
Well, they are the weird sisters.
Prudence and Agatha, fair enough, but the fucking middle name was not a real name.
Dorcas? Dorcas is a real name. It's the first name for Malorcus.
You're taking the piss, right?
Well, it is actually a first name, but Dorcas Malorcus is a Simpsons gag.
Oh, okay. Man, we need a trio of bullies. We must make sure that they're all multinational.
Yeah, so they made the black one the leader.
I mean, I just meant that they're all different races, but sure. If you want to go that route, you go down it on your own.
So she's getting cursed by the council of bitches.
Pick up your shovel and whack one in the face. Surely that will stop it, right? Alright, it wasn't a shovel, but it was definitely a stick.
It's a stick that she used to carve the runes on the ground, I guess. Oh, now she's having a nosebleed. Just to prove that she's got some kind of curse. Suck you bitches.
So that's a decent gag. So how does she find out what type of curse it was? Because I assume there are many in this universe.
I think she just gets triaged at home.
That was a very good I am genuinely concerned face.
Hmm.
Was that just a be-all cure of fucking cursing?
So it would seem.
Well, that's unfortunate, having that name as a dude in the 90s.
Nah, so here's the thing. It's part of this character arc that currently she is a she and she's transitioning to a boy.
Oh, well, she looks like a bloke, so I just assumed... Boy, yeah, that's a bad soundbite, isn't it? Did you just assume my gender? Yeah.
Yeah, she's a non-binary actor who plays a character that transitions from female to male.
Fair enough. Hey, you know, wouldn't this be an easy fix for magicians? Well, not necessarily easy, but easier than for humans.
Yeah, it's one of those. I think wizards from fantasy and warlocks in this show are slightly different.
Alright, but you know what I mean, though. Magic can fix everything, right?
Yeah.
This is a weird issue to place into something set into the 90s, because 90s was a time where this shit just didn't happen. Or if it did, it usually ended in a rather grisly way, because guess what? People were not kind.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that ends in suicide.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah. Something, schools have cliques.
Yeah.
One of the best things that will happen to you when you leave school is this shit is meant to stop.
Yeah, because you're not dealing with that many number of people from your age range all at once. If you're dealing with a clique in the situation that you're in after school, then it's a very small number of people at work. Like, you might be working with 12 people and you might be in a clique with 3 of them.
Again, I think cliques only ever form in like office spaces. I work in retail. Guess what? You're divided into teams because you're on this department. You're on this department. No one gives a fuck. We're all doing the same shit.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised how much camaraderie you can build with people just by being forced to do the same shitty thing with your life.
Yeah.
So she's in the jaws of the wolf right now, technically, right?
Yeah, but she doesn't know it.
Of course.
And I don't know if she ever learns.
I can't tell if she's sexy without the glasses or not. That was a weird thing to say, I'm sorry. Oh, that's not creepy as fuck.
The thing is, it's implied that these dolls were here beforehand.
No, I can't deal with spiders, man. But yeah, you're correct. It's implied that she was a creepy bitch even before the devil took her.
Being told by the guidance counsellor that the principal is scared of spiders.
Oh, this bitch gonna die. Dude, I hope it's not too graphic. The spider prank or revenge.
Well, if you find it too graphic, you can always look to the left or right.
I've got a feeling that what's going to happen is when the scene plays, I'm going to be like, if I was in that position, I would die.
Yup.
As a white man, I'm concerned by those words. Is basically what Harvey just said.
Yeah.
What year is this set in?
I think it's like 1992 or something.
Black Panthers weren't around in 92.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm fucking Googling what year this is meant to be set in, because if this is even earlier than the 90s, then it's even not weirder, but odder that issue exist, but it would make perfect sense that it's being ignored by everyone in power. Rick, fill the time, I'm Googling.
So yeah, they're pointing out that she's having her 16th on a lunar eclipse on Halloween. And that kind of cosmic alignment has been years in the making.
Yeah.
Ominous ravens. The She-Hawks.
I appreciate you trying to fill the time. I've got an article, but it takes fucking 700 fucking thousand years to bloody get through because it's an entire article and it doesn't just answer my question.
Yeah. The raven's called Stolas, and that's the same name as the Hell Prince in Hell of a Boss.
Fair enough.
Who is also a birdie boy.
I'm getting spoilers. What time period is Sabrina set in? The comic book series, which the show is based on, is set in the 60s. The first began in 2014. What? It doesn't actually... It says that it's just telling me the comic book series.
Yeah.
Rest assured, Sabrina takes place more or less in the present day. Fuck off, does it? Is Sabrina set in Riverdale? No, they've said like 700 times it's Greenvale or Dale.
It's like a couple of towns over at best.
Probably, and that's worrying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, have my cookies, Daily Express. Okay, fuck it. Basically, no one knows.
Yeah, and that's kind of a kind of a plot point.
The Daily Express article just told me that, by the way, in this show, they've got cars from the 60s and black and white TVs, and yet characters have mobile phones and laptops.
So get fucked, idiot.
Basically, like, it's either set in 2000, it's either set now, or it's set in the 60s, or somewhere in between, or all over, or it doesn't matter because it's a TV show, and therefore it's all fictional, so who gives a fuck? I didn't take a breath, and that was a mistake.
The turn of the millennium in the 60s.
Wait, what? Did she just say the millennium's happening?
No. I just said it's the turn of the millennium in the 60s.
Right.
And that's how much of an anachronism that it's throwing together.
Yeah, it's... listen, if you're ever going to write or produce or do anything with TV, if you're going to do a setting, make sure it's clear from the get-go when it's set, what year. Unless it's a completely fictional universe, in which case it's just like, oh, it's set far in the past or it's set vaguely in the 80s. But, try to have a clear definition because as viewers, it's confusing as fuck.
Yeah.
It also doesn't help that they're clearly putting in modern-day issues in a show where, hey, guess what? Those issues will get ignored because it seems like this is set in the ancient times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no offense to anyone with issues with their gender identity, but if this was occurring pre-2000, people wouldn't give a fuck. Even nowadays, people are a bit dickish about it, but like it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, she's breaking the news to Harvey that she's leaving, and he's not taking it well.
I understand. However, I cannot express how little I give a fuck about this show. How fucking long are we in? We're nearly half an hour in, and it's just not gripping me. I took like a 5-minute fucking chunk out of my day just to Google what time period it's set in, and didn't get an answer. I'll put it this way, Rick. I like to give everything the 3-episode rule. However, if I was watching this on my own and not as part of the podcast, I would have tabbed out by now.
Yep. Seeing as you already have done mentally.
A little bit. A little bit. So much so I'm stammering. I'm trying to think of something funny to say, but I'm just being miserable, and I apologise, guys. You deserve better. If we're being honest with each other, I'm a witch and I can take over the world with a thought.
Well, it'd be funny if that's what she said, like, literally next.
It would be. Is she actually just going to straight up admit to him that she's a witch?
She might have to. but then I think she rewinds his brain.
That's not a good thing to do.
No.
Man, completely changing the subject. I was just I'm fidgeting a little bit because it's what I do when I'm watching something that's not gripping me. And I got a dry patch of skin on the back of my hand.
Ah.
Yesterday, I bought 3 big bottles of lotion from Lidl. Mentally, I'm laughing as I'm going to the checkout because I'm like, oh, these fucking people are going to think I'm Buffalo Bill. What's this guy buying? He's got 3 big bottles of lotion and a packet of ham.
Puts the lotion on the skin.
Or else it gets the hose again. Man, the last time I watched that film, I shit you not, I felt really bad when, the captive gets the dog. And it's broken its leg and she's like, let me out or I'm killing the dog. And I'm like, oh, poor dog. And then I literally stopped for 2 seconds and go, wait a minute. Fuck the dog.
Yeah.
This is only happening because that is a goddamn psychopath. It's not the dog's fault, but the dog has become collateral due to its owner.
It's not the dog's fault, but yeah. The guy is a multi-murderer by that point.
He's making a fucking skin suit. There's not much more psychopath serial killer than that.
Yeah.
She does look a bit like a live-action Red Riding Hood here.
A little bit. Like I've spent so much time watching this show that I can't separate this actor from Sabrina now. Like, she does such a good job at playing the character.
That's fair.
Or in my opinion, at least.
Ah, the crystal gems. Now, you see, what happens here is, he starts freaking out about you being a half-witch, and you go, oh, you thought I said witch. I meant bitch. It's all a bit fucking, stereotypical, isn't it?
Yeah. But also, it does sound a lot like I'm making all this up to make it sound like I'm a crazy person.
I suppose. The important thing with a revelation like this is to offer some form of proof other than your word, because, Sabrina has been shown to be an intelligent person, so she must know that someone's not going to take her at face value on this.
All she has to do is a cantrip.
You and your D&D shit, man.
And yet, it's true.
Instead of showing him a cantrip, she's like, no, I'm going to erase your memories.
Well, teenage brain, hormones.
Man, me and Rick can both say, we've been there. We've done dumb shit because our dicks are in charge.
Yep. It's not our turn to use the brain cell.
Men were born with 2 heads and they don't always think with the right one.
Nope.
Unrelated, I really like Harvey's jacket thing he's got on. Boy, that really shows how little I give a fuck when we've got this deep emotional scene. And I'm like, man, that Harvey dude's jacket's cool. I'm so sorry for anyone who likes this. I'm not shitting on it. It's just, it's not vibing with me right now.
It's a slow series to get going. It might not be one of the better ones to react to.
You even said this before we started.
Yeah.
Do not admit this to anyone. This is a lie you take to your grave. I gotta be honest with you, this is by far my favourite character and he's been on screen for less than 5 minutes.
Yep. I find it weird how they have carved pumpkins.
Why is it weird?
I don't know, like, it feels like they're poking fun at the thing that they're having poked fun at.
Yeah. I've got some beer.
Yeah.
She's not even 16, so she's not allowed to drink anywhere, right?
I think, yeah, it's one of those. Not even in America, you can't drink till you're 21. But I also think it doesn't really matter for witches.
True, I guess. I'm leaving forever. Time to traumatize the principal and make life good for my friends. I like how this dude doesn't really question it and it's just like, yeah, sure, I'll help. Fuck it, I'm in.
Yeah. Like, to his credit, he is always down to help a family member do something wrong.
See, exactly. This is what I'm talking about with the laptops.
Yeah.
His life is made 10 times better by being locked in one place by the fact he at least has the internet.
Yep.
Time to troll the Christians again.
Get on Reddit, be a keyboard warrior.
Okay, so this is now a second cure for the curse, just in case. That's a fucking bit more than just a playful prank, ain't it?
Yep. Yeah, a triage at home. Yeah, you got a blood curse, it's going to eat your soul.
It's basically hollowing. That was not a subtle look you two gave each other. Wait, so are these actually two separate aunts, or are they like the lesbian aunts?
Oh, they're both sisters of...
Okay, just making sure, because you never know.
Tall one is the older one.
Man, I don't know about you, but I really don't like bath shots.
Well, especially when she's meant to be pre-16 even. She's meant to be still 15 at this point.
No, it doesn't matter. I think they're creepy no matter the context. Doesn't matter if it's a dude or woman, no matter what age they are. They rarely add anything.
Yeah, you just are naked and in a position of loneliness and vulnerability.
Although that being said, the fact that like her being, how is this any different than her being tucked up in her bed? Do you know what I mean? You could have achieved the same effect, in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess what they needed to do was, oh yeah, here comes the titty.
I'm going to assume the actress is not actually 15.
Oh no, the actress is older than that. Because otherwise, yeah, you wouldn't have been able to get away with showing, like, 2/3 of a titty.
This is suitably unsettling. It's the implication that she was a twin.
Maybe. And that she was, and one of them is,
Oh, fuck off. Is Salem secretly a fucking twin?
maybe, well, either that or there wasn't a twin and she was switched at birth with some demon or other being cloven hoofed.
That's a good distinction. Good distinction to make.
Yeah, not killed, just a good scare.
So you're allowed to just have infinite familiars then?
Yeah, so it would seem.
Oh, I can't. This guy's alright, I like him.
Yeah. yeah. Will only mildly traumatize him.
It's also a very good demonstration of how... Oh, god damn it. It's a good demonstration of how little regard for mortal life that higher beings have.
Yeah. It's the same amount of concern that you'd have for a cow that you have on the farm.
Man, recently, no word of a lie, I've been considering just cutting beef out of my diet. Because, you know, I care a little bit about the environment, and I do my part, but I feel like I could be doing a bit more. I can't go full veggie, I like chicken too much. But, you know, cutting beef out seems like, yeah, it means no more burgers, but that's about the only thing beef that I have. No, I wouldn't, I'd die. No, I can't.
I would probably set myself on fire at that point.
No. They had to show one going in his mouth, didn't they?
Yeah. As long as they don't show them going into the eye holes while he's still alive, he's fine.
Oh, my eyes are burning up. My eyes are on fire. You know when you've seen something that like makes you want to cry, but not in any sort of rational sort of way. But so you're like, I can't cry. So your eyes just feel like they're on fire.
Yep.
I can't deal with that shit.
They didn't go in his eyes, ears, or nose. He's fine.
I don't care that he's fine. It's just traumatized me, motherfucker. The amount of times I've spazzed out in public because I feel something crawling on my skin.
I'm sure that's a song.
What, something crawling on my skin?
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Crawling in my skin.
I'm not personally familiar, but you do you, buddy.
Oh, hello.
No, it's not as creepy as it could be. Okay, so that's Salem.
I think they even call it out. Calling him Salem is just like being Jewish and calling your cat Hitler.
Okay. Well, Salem's a place, so wouldn't a more apt analogy be Auschwitz?
Yeah.
That's a crass joke, guys, and I apologise if that's offended anyone. Can't help it. Sometimes it just... Blame Rick, he started it.
Here we are, this is where they're picking up.
I really want to try and talk over this, but I've just got nothing to say.
Yeah, it is a bit of a it's a slow but like weighty emotional moment when she's having an argument with the bitchy ant and the nice ant, and the nice ant is hiding behind the bitchy ant. That's an allegory and a half.
I mean, it's literally just a Christian church, but instead of God, it's Satan.
Yeah. Well, also, they literally, figuratively, marry themselves to Satan rather than, you know.
Man, I'm just remembering from Skyrim where Sabrina admits, because she's pure-blood first-generation vampire, all the women marry Molag Bal and he viciously defiles them on their wedding night. And it's just like, oh yeah, that's a cool exchange that I'm sure they knew was going to happen before they signed that contract.
Yep. Yeah, that was fun.
So wait, hang on. If you promise yourself to the Dark Lord, do the dudes do the exact same thing?
I don't know. I think the implication is that you get your your warlock powers, and if Satan decides to collect, then yours is the soul that he collects, and he generally never does. But the fact that this is Sabrina's show means that if he is going to try and collect on anybody, it's going to be on her.
Okay. How very Christian of you.
Yeah.
You want to keep doing that shit, you got to sign this book. Hey, look at this, a rational argument instead of just saying you're doing it, fuck off. Right, that makes sense. Because, you know, the woman took the apple from the garden. It might not be an apple, it might be another fruit. So the woman sees it as you know, knowledge. And the bloke's like, this is what got me kicked out the garden. Fuck.
Yeah, it's a nice little allegory here as well.
What year is this? Who the fuck says groovy in the fuck, I was gonna say 2020s, but this would have been like 2010s. Rick, we're in the 2020s.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, that's scary. Every time I look at the year, I'm like, oh, wow. Death approaches.
Yeah, the 1960s being 70 years ago.
The fucking out of focus shot here is doing my head in. Or were my eyes just blurry?
I think they're trying to make the out of focus bits when it's like in the magical world. Like when she took Harvey to come out as a witch. That was in like the magical part. And it's the same zone where she got the blood curse put on her.
I got that, but I don't remember seeing a fucking blurred out filter. Well, I remember seeing a blurred out filter when they were putting a curse on her, but not when she was talking to Harvey. But then again, I kind of wasn't paying attention because this show's slow. That's a friend, right?
Yeah.
Like, we need your help. Alright. Like, they keep calling her she and girl, but you said that she specifically wants to transition to a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Wicca just happens to also be a branch of spellcraft, but whatever.
Yep.
Man, a bit of a tangent, but I remember listening to a podcast ages ago where one of the dudes on it said if any governing body ever outlawed witchcraft, I'd immediately take up witchcraft because that means it works.
Yeah.
Right, and her angle is she wants her to not become a witch, right?
Oh, she definitely wants her to become a witch.
Oh, okay. I thought I got her character motivations completely flipped.
Yeah, she wants her to have no regrets in the world of the living, so she can leave this world behind.
How does that complicate matters? Obviously, we know it does from the perspective that we've been given, but from the teacher's perspective, and then again, I suppose the teacher doesn't give a fuck either because she's not really the teacher, so.
She's actually doing a pretty good job as a guidance counselor in a weird way.
Like, if she didn't have her own motivations, then yeah, it would still seem like a perfectly reasonable way to respond to these questions. But we also know she's motivated by her own goals. Do you remember how they solved the Gordian knot, Rick?
Did they cut it?
They did.
I'm going apple bobbing. Ooh, where?
Wait, does he actually do real mortician shit, or is this part of his necromancy shit?
Combination of both.
But what is he doing right now is my question.
I think he's doing real right now.
Yeah. Borderline real gore. It's not good with me.
Fucking jigsaw. It doesn't fit. But they can colour it in.
Nope, I've got to close my eyes. Tell me when it's done.
The point on the skin that he puts the lean needle into doesn't bleed at all. It's not poking the wound no more.
Okay. Is that an option?
No, but the next best thing is basically the evil Pope.
So this is a witch that naturally died and they take out his blood because they need witch blood? What?
Well, they need...
Oh, that's a grim... They just said they're having a long pig for dinner. Now, people who don't know what long pig is, it's, humans.
Long pork. Yep.
That's fucked.
Yeah, they're having the remains. Leaving enough of it in the casket for a funeral or a burial or whatever, but, yeah. Using the rest of it.
Well, the implication was that he was a witch, right? Or warlock or whatever, because a witch hunter may have gotten him. So, is it written into your contract that if you die, all the other witches and wizards just get to use you however the fuck they want?
So it seems.
That's a bad deal.
Yep.
I know there's a lot of people in the world who are like, they have no attachment to their body. They're like, oh, when I'm gone, it's just a body, who cares? I don't have that. I'd like my body to be treated with a degree of respect when I'm gone.
Like, there's a thing about having a donor card, but, you know...
I've got a donor card. They can have my organs. I just meant treat my body with respect. They're not mutually exclusive.
I'd rather they wait until I'm cold before I get harvested.
Okay. I'm not too bothered about that part. As long as I'm not breathing, who gives a fuck? I've told them not to take my eyes out. That's about the only thing I've said they can't have.
Mm-hmm.
That scarecrow moves. It's going to do it with a loud sudden noise as a jump scare. What a great scarecrow.
Yep.
Oh, we're getting that filter again, so something magic's going to happen, yeah?
Yep. She's already in the magic maze looking for the super evil apple.
No, no one said it was evil. Oh no, I guess if it's being tainted by what's her name, then maybe it is.
Yep.
Is she going to be wearing red the entire show?
Maybe.
There's going to be a jump scare. Yep. Oh, look, it's the scarecrow and a loud noise happened.
Just to make it not scary, just replace the backing track with Benny Hill in your head.
I've got to be honest with you, I knew it was coming, so it kind of didn't get me.
Yeah.
Can't look at someone poking at a body. But, this, who gives a fuck? It's almost like childlike glee she's doing with that.
Yeah. Now, her character is, she wants Sabrina's soul to go to Satan one way or the other, and if she's dead, then that works too.
But if she's not signed the accord, then that's not a guarantee.
Well, I don't know. It's a bit wishy-washy.
So what just saved her? Was it Salem in beast mode?
Yeah, it was Salem in beast mode.
Right.
Yeah, he's having a meow now.
Does Salem talk in this?
Yeah, he when he first appeared, he was you called in the woods and I answered.
Well, yeah, but I more meant while he's in cat form.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have the amount of banter that the regular Salem did.
Oh, it's my favourite part of the show.
Yeah.
Salem was such a dick, but at least he was a funny dick.
He was a pretty cool puppet as well, in terms of just being a normal black cat who was a puppet.
True. But I'm also talking about the animated show as well.
Yeah.
His personality always been a bit of a wisecracking dickhead, but kind of in a funny way.
Man, I'm just remembering that little multi-panel meme of when I'm upset I eat, when I'm happy I eat food.
Latin is a dead language, but you need it if you're going to talk about witch shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at that. Good familiar. Or not. He did a hissing, so I assume that meant don't take that one, it's shit.
It's got a worm in it.
Ah, yeah, he did. She did get warned about that, didn't she? Oh. Oh, look, ninchings. That's always fun. Man, what age rating is this? Is it like an 18?
I think it's a 15, but yeah.
It is a bit hardcore for a 15. It's also on Netflix, so there's no way of controlling people from going on it.
Well, if you're under a certain age, you can't own a Netflix account.
Suppose. My stream's freezed. Was it meant to?
No, Satan's meant to be here now.
I started playing again, but it freezed on his face and it just said growls in the captions, so I was like, is this on purpose or is my stream fucking up?
Green's fucking up, and he said growling continues, and now she's had a cough.
Oh no, it's back to normal now. I'm just saying it froze for a minute and I wasn't sure if that was a purposeful choice.
Yeah.
It's a good sign that Fumio was like, I like this human.
Yeah.
Oh, how much longer this have we got to sit through? 4 minutes.
Not a lot, yeah.
That's with credits as well. Salem's like, you gotta come this way. This familiar has saved your life and tried to warn you about the worms. He's proven to be at least trustworthy for now.
Yeah. He's one of the stronger familiars they bring up because of the fact that she's called him from the depths of hell and the universe rather than just
ordered one from a magazine.
Yeah, picking a farm-grown one.
So what does the familiar get out of this relationship?
I think they get a contract to have time on Earth.
Oh, right, so if they're not bound to anyone, they're stuck in hell or some shit.
Yeah, something like that, so it would seem.
He doesn't look evil.
He's like Father Blackthorn or something.
That they framed that shot like you were talking to a character out of Fallout. Do you know what I mean? When they zoom in on the face when you have a conversation.
Yeah, and there's the fucking options. Persuasion success.
So he literally is the bollocks then.
Yeah. He's the evil pope.
Find it very interesting how he holds his offhand as if he's holding a cane in that one as well.
Maybe.
Do you know what the worst part is? That's the only bit of that entire fucking episode that's gripped my attention.
What, the evil pope saying, let's see what we can do to convince you, and then end of episode, the rest of the season ensues.
Like, for real?
Yeah.
That's a conversation I actually want to witness.
Yeah. So basically that's the thing that made me want to keep on watching, because when I was watching this for the first time, I was watching it with my mum.
Right.
She lost interest about 2/3 of the way through, so I watched the last, third of the episode.
I do not blame her in any way.
So, yeah, we parted ways on this, and yeah, I watched the end of the episode, and then following episodes.
It's rather telling that you stopped at episode 4, though.
Well, they're like an hour each.
That fucking end card, Brent, move your head, was quite funny. Flashbacks to when I was a child and we used to all gather around the TV and watch crap. Oh, now we've got the credits for foreign languages.
Yeah, in Densk and Suomi.
And Española.
Version sysdub.
Boy, yeah, you could really... We're clutching at straws when all we're doing is, let's talk about the different languages. Can't do that one, it's like Hindi or some shit. This one uses a different alphabet. We're just guessing. That's Japanese. That's Japanese. That's Japanese. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, there's 2 Japanese, and now we're on to Polsk.
I'm going to assume one was Japanese and one was Chinese.
No, they were both Japanese.
Do they not have a Chinese version?
I don't think so.
More languages which have an alphabet different to ours. Although of the Eastern European variety. Man, that was a screenshot at the end of just people looking confused at the camera.
You got Sabrina, Roz, and Susie.
No, mine had a picture of the Dark Pope looking very confused with 2 other people. I've already tabbed out, so I couldn't even tell you names. Usually we do a bit of a wind down, but I've got to be honest with you, all I can say is I wasn't really that impressed.
Fair.
It's weird, it's kind of awful really, because the acting was fine, the set dressing was fine, there's confusing elements, I don't know when it's set, which doesn't help. Doesn't help that they're going for an old school aesthetic and they're trying to tackle modern day problems, because the reality is, if it was set in an older setting, they'd be like, this isn't a problem, fucking leave me alone.
Yeah. The further back you go, the more debilitating and ignored every problem begets.
We know it's got to be set after a reasonable amount after the 60s, because segregation clearly doesn't exist. But you've also got old-timey tech. But you've got old-timey tech and old-timey looks, and then again you see people, well, you saw the cousin playing on a laptop. Anyway, enough bitching. I think I did a solid hour of bitching, or close enough to it. So let's go on to our wrap-up. Rick, did you have a favourite moment?
The closest thing I've got to a favourite moment is doing the curse with Ambrose, and like a little bit of back and forth where he doesn't even question that she's doing the right thing. It's like, oh, we're doing something evil? Oh yeah, let's have a go. So I think that's going to be my favourite moment. How about you? What was your favourite moment?
My favourite moment was having Salem go beast mode, basically. I enjoyed it. It's nice to see anyone have a heroic moment. And as of yet, the stakes of him protecting Sabrina have not been firmly established. So it's nice to see actually him having her back.
He has the power to actually protect her properly against things that actually matter.
And also 2 seconds later where he warns her about the worm apple, but unfortunately Sabrina doesn't realise that that's what he's doing, so she does it anyway.
Yep.
But yes, unfortunately we can't rant and rave about everything good, not that we've done much of that. So Rick, do you have a weakest link?
I'd say the pacing, it has to be slow. The fact that both you and my mum got turned off in the first episode, it speaks volumes. But yeah, how about you? What was your weakest link?
My weakest link, I've already mentioned it once, but I'm going to mention it again because I cannot stress enough how confusing it was. Why didn't they define a timeline that we're in? I wouldn't say the plot was hard to follow, but certain plot hooks and plot points don't work when the setting isn't defined. Because again, if this is meant to be set modern, then sure, someone having issues transitioning is perfectly, not to say it wouldn't have been valid way back when, but you know what I mean? It's a position where if the principal went, no, I'm not dealing with that, fuck off, that's a bad thing. But if this is set in the 90s or earlier, then yeah, the principal's going to say, I don't give a fuck. It's not an issue back then. But yes, the most important question I can ask, do you have an MVP buddy?
My MVP is the actress for Sabrina, and I don't know her name. I think she did a very good job portraying that character. I think I brought it up during the episode. I think she's done a very good job.
I'll criticise this show a lot, and I have, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't have any problem with any of the actors. They all did a good job. Kudos. She is more than believable as Sabrina.
Yeah, she does a very good job doing the carrying the plot. But yeah, how about you? Did you have an MVP?
My MVP is, I want to say his name was Ambrose, the cousin.
Yeah, Cousin Ambrose, yeah.
Every time he was on screen, my attention came back, and I was like, oh yeah, this character's fun.
Went back to enjoying it, yeah.
It's a shame that it's very clear, even from this point, he's probably not going to be a main feature of the show. But yeah, I'll give it to Ambrose quite willingly. It's nice to see a character whose trait has been firmly established as, oh, you're family and you want my help. Okay, I've got nothing better to do.
Dropping everything and doing the family thing.
But yeah, that's the end of Sabrina, I guess. If I'm being brutally honest, I'm probably not going to watch more. I know I give things usually the 3-episode rule, but that rule is a bit wishy-washy when the episodes are an hour long, as you said, Rick.
Yep. It's a big invest for a lot of people. I don't blame anyone who hasn't gotten this far. And if you have gotten this far, as always, you are our favourite people. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you have the comments section down below on the YouTube. And if you're listening to us on one of our audio platforms, you have our email address. And where is that?
It is nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
So join us again for another Nonsense Review. It's going to be goodbye from me.
Yes, join us next week for our final horror October-themed episode of Nonsense Review, despite the fact it's not going to be October anymore. Bye!